Everybody, welcome to Todd the Average Man. Toddzilla here. We're gonna do some fantasy football today. We actually got my work league draft here. It says 47 minutes, 47 and a half minutes. We're gonna be going into that. It's a full point PPR, 12 teams. You can see here my Balzackerts. That's my name in this league, but this is a work league, so it's not like 100% of the people here aren't like super freaks about fantasy. They're probably more of the variety that are sports fans or football fans in general and just like to do this, with their coworkers, kind of as a friendly side bet. Just a $25 buy-in, and since it's not like a hardcore league, to prevent people from saying, oh, I'm out of the playoffs or anything, we have two modes to combat people not like updating their teams. One is the weekly high score gets a $5 payout every week. So whoever has a high score for the week, $5 no matter what. If you place dead last and lose in the toilet bowl, which is the other reason to actually keep and update your team, is if you miss the championship playoffs, you go in the consolation bracket. Winner of the consolation bracket, I believe, gets $20 back or $25. So really all you'd have to do is win a toilet bowl and maybe one high score during the entire 13 weeks or 14 weeks before the playoffs start, and you'd win your money back in this particular league. So that's if you're in a league of any sort where people aren't like super hardcore into it and you're actually paying money, and if you want people to actually update their teams and be competitive and stuff, putting in that weekly high score is a good way to keep people interested in actually maintaining their team, because every week you have an opportunity to get your $5 of your dollars back anyway. So that's the league we'll be drafting in. 45 minutes there. Since this is a fantasy football stream, let me go into something. I'm starting up a dynasty league here, and I'm actually the commissioner. As you can see, I can draft for people right now. Oh man, everybody that I want is going now. James Conner, Donta Foreman, they were on my list. Josh Rosen, not so much. But yeah, it's a dynasty draft, and here's our board right now. It's 12-team dynasty, and we actually have, we'll just take a peek at my team real quick so you can kind of see the layout of what we have. We have starting quarterback, as you can see here. So we start one quarterback, two running backs, two wide receivers. We have two flex spots here that are running back, wide receiver, tight end, which I have Rashad Penny and Royce Freeman in right now. And then we have one super flex. Don't necessarily need to start a quarterback. I have one in there now just because there's not very many quarterbacks left, and there are still like 3 or 4 teams that need to pick up quarterbacks. So I wanted to actually get a serviceable backup to fill in that second QB spot on a good week anyway. Dalton or Mariota, we'll see what goes on there. But a lot of starting positions. Got the one tight end, then you'll have a kicker as well, and then you got 16 bench spots. So we're using Flea Flicker for this particular thing, and we're doing a slow draft, basically an email alert saying, okay, Gurley Furious has selected Donta Foreman. Gurley Furious is now drafting again. He'll have a second player here, and once he drafts that second player, then the next person keeps going. But as I said, let's go to the draft board. It's kind of interesting kind of seeing what goes on. It is, if you want to consider it a 2-quarterback league, it's really just the super flex there. But a lot of quarterbacks actually going early in the rounds here because of that multi-quarterback option. So you can see first round, Todd Gurley, Zeke, David Johnson. Surprise there at number 4 with the DeAndre Hopkins pick. Number 5, Saquon Barkley. He would have probably been inside my top 3. I probably would have picked Saquon over David Johnson or Lev Bell, just because these guys are like 22, 23, and David Johnson and Lev Bell are both like 26, so they're 27, 28, 29. They got about three decent more years to go in their career. Surprising that David Johnson and Lev Bell are the same age, because it seems like Lev Bell has just got so much more wear and tear on him. But Antonio Brown, Alvin Kamara, which was an auto pick since he did not make a pick within his 8 hours. Commissioner selected that. I really wanted Odell Beckham to fall to me. Just wanted somebody young and explosive with that first pick. Unfortunately, he got sniped right before me, so I went with what I viewed to be, it's a half-point PPR league. So I viewed him as a little bit better option over Melvin Gordon, just because I think he's going to get a lot more checkdowns, especially with the new quarterback there. I think he's going to be targeting a tight end heavy. He's going to be targeting the running backs heavy out of the backfield. And Tyreek the Freak going deep. Would have had an opportunity to get him, but I also got sniped again, so Tyreek the Freak did not fall to me there, where I probably wouldn't have taken him anyway, just because I don't want Kareem Hunt and Tyreek Hill on the same team. Although last year, that obviously I had that in a 16-team league, and it worked out quite well for me there. But I picked up Jordan Howard. My strategy was to pick up solid running backs early and often, just to get that kind of out of the way, because there's a lot of value within the wide receivers. And that's kind of what I wanted to touch base on before we maybe get into a little mock draft here before the actual draft for the work league. But you can see my picks here: Kareem Hunt, Keenan Allen, Jordan Howard. Coming back on the turn, I get Royce Freeman. And then all the way back to me, I grab Rashad Penny, because I believe these two guys are the future in Seattle and in Denver. Obviously, Royce Freeman scored a touchdown in all 3 of their preseason games, so I think that dude has won the starting gig. I think he's going to get 60-40 or roughly thereabouts to start the season, and then he's just the better talent than Devonta Booker there. So I think Freeman's going to get the workload 60-40 to begin the season, and then kind of just as he progresses to become better blocker, better at picking up blitzes and all that stuff, he's just going to end up taking more and more work away from Devonta Booker, where maybe at the very beginning of the season it's Freeman getting 15 carries, Booker's getting 10 or 12, somewhere in that range, and then maybe towards the end of the season Freeman's getting 18, 22 carries, somewhere in that range, and Booker's getting 5 or 6. And that's what I see there with Royce Freeman anyway, and with the depth of being able to start 2 running backs and 3 flex if I really wanted to. I just wanted to get those running backs early, get young ones, and kind of be able to pull those guys out of the pool for the other 11 guys in the league not to be able to have. So I believe I set myself up well there. And coming back, I was getting really nervous about the quarterbacks in the 6th round. I needed to pick one because a few of these guys... This guy told me he was taking 2 quarterbacks with his next 2 picks, so I knew he was picking somebody. I just want to get somebody young. They got LaFleur going over to Tennessee. He has a history of doing some pretty good things with the offensive system. No more exotic smash mouth going on in Tennessee, so Matt LaFleur, I think, is going to instill an offense. Although they haven't looked very good in the preseason, I think Mariota, however you pronounce it. I think Mariota's going to have a surprisingly good year. I could see him cracking top 10 potentially even this year, especially with the fact that he's probably in line for 300 to 400 yards rushing minimum. That's probably his floor. The way that they've kind of looked in the preseason, it might be a little bit of a scramble at first, and he might be running for his life more than we think in these first couple of weeks, which I'd be all right with too. But anyway, he was on my list. I think he's going to improve. He's young, obviously. And at this point, Mariota and Keenan Allen were actually the elder statesmen on my roster at like 26. I think Mariota might be only 25, but they're the oldest people. So I had a young roster up until then. And then grabbed Sammy Watkins just because I needed a second receiver. Sammy Watkins got the talent. He just, I don't know what his deal is. We saw it his second year. He was pretty good. And then after that, it was kind of downhill. Got traded to the Rams last year and didn't really do much, even though their offense was amazing out there. Now he got traded to Kansas City. All these reports coming out of Kansas City camp of how good Sammy Watkins has looked and how good of a rapport he's built with Patrick Mahomes, and it just didn't come to fruition in the preseason. I'm hoping that changes, because then with the 7th round pick on my second wide receiver there, Sammy Watkins, if he turns out to be pretty solid, get me 1,000 yards and half a dozen touchdowns, 7 touchdowns, I'd be all right with that. But he is kind of lower in the pecking order, it seems like. I do have Kareem Hunt as well, which that's kind of the thing. Do I want Tyreek and Kareem Hunt? Probably not. But now I have Sammy Watkins and Kareem Hunt. But I saw value there in the 7th round with a guy that potentially could become like a 1,300, 1,400 yard guy, especially if someone like Tyreek Hill goes down. Watkins could easily develop into just an absolute stud receiver. Getting him in the 7th round felt pretty good. Came back. People were looking at tight end, or I was looking to see who was going to need tight ends by the time it got back to me. So it was a long way back. And these first 2 guys still don't have any tight ends. Make Fantasy Football Great Again didn't have a tight end at that point. So he doesn't have a tight end until now. O.J. Howard for better lucky than good. So I knew there was going to be a lot of tight end picks. I don't know what other people think, but Trey Burton for me seems like somebody that is not a sleeper, but I called the Jordan Cameron tight end pick in 2013. Said pick that guy up. He's going to have a monster year. He had 900 and some yards and 7 touchdowns. He was actually leading Jimmy Graham and Gronk halfway through the season for total tight end points throughout the season. He got a little dinged up towards the end of the year and didn't finish as well, but I think that's going to be Trey Burton this year. To be 100% honest, I would not be surprised if he sees 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns this year, and then he's putting up huge points for you. So that's a guy I've been targeting in a lot of my drafts, especially if you can get him in 12-team drafts upwards of like the 10th round, 11th round. People just don't, it's not a popular name that people are looking at if they have been following any stuff that I follow. Trey Burton is somebody that I was really interested in, especially when he had the 2 touchdown thing in week 2 of the preseason. It kind of just solidified my pick of making sure he gets on a lot of my teams. So I felt really good through the first 8 rounds, and then since then, Andy Dalton, a pick that I'm not like super happy with. I just needed another quarterback. I think he's obviously got the talent to perform top 5 because he finished 3rd or something a few years back when he had Hugh Jackson as a coach. Or not Hugh Jackson, but was it Gruden who was out there? Either way, the guy was good enough that Shanahan maybe that made Andy Dalton very well, very good. Came back with Emmanuel Sanders there. I think he's going to be good this year, but the dude was a lot older than I thought. He's like 33. I thought he was in his late 20s, like 28, 29, but he's old. If you remember him way back from the Pittsburgh days, but I grabbed him just because I think he's another guy that can provide me 1,000 yards and potentially 5 or 6 touchdowns. Not bad for a wide receiver 3. Coming back the 11th round, getting Tyler Lockett. I think that's a guy that could explode finally this year. A lot of targets missing. Jimmy Graham gone. Baldwin a little hobbled right now, but outside of that, Paul Richardson left. I think Tyler Lockett's going to get a lot of those scrambles since the line isn't that improved in Seattle. Russell Wilson can be rolling out of the pocket. I think Tyler Lockett's got the speed. He can chuck it downfield. We're going to see probably a lot of 40-plus touchdown, not touchdown, but 40-plus receptions for Tyler Lockett this year. I'm hoping he's somebody that can provide me with some young oomph on my roster. Not necessarily somebody that I actually like in general, but if he hits like halfway through the season or something and he's doing really well, he is young. It might be somebody that I want to trade for long-term. If I don't see Tyler Lockett really as a long-term solution, I think he's going to be a benefit of the situation in Seattle this year, where it's not a very good team. They're going to be passing more. That'd be my guess. I'm also realizing now that I'm doubling up on a lot of this. So I got Tyler Lockett and Rashad Penny from Seattle. Came back in the 12th with Allen Hurns anyway. A lot of people getting sniped. So basically from after my Emmanuel Sanders pick, I had DJ Moore was really high on my list. Sterling Shepard was somebody I wanted. Christian Kirk, Anthony Miller, Kelvin Ridley, Michael Gallup, Josh Doxson, Cortland Sutton, Kenny Stills, and Mike Williams were all people that I had my eyes on. I thought I was going to be able to just pick from those guys within, my next 4 or 5 picks. I was going to be able to get one of those guys, and they all dropped before that Tyler Lockett pick, so I went with Lockett. Galladay again got picked after the Lockett pick, which is fine. I don't see him having as much upside this season, and I kind of need that in-season this year help. But Galladay long-term, definitely a better pick for me than Lockett. I was hoping to get him on the way back, but he did not fall to me. Taywan Taylor, another guy that I was interested in. I thought he'd fall, late teens, early 20s, but he's already picked in the 12th round. With this pick, I had quite a few people I could have picked from. Rex Burkhead was still on the board, but I feel like I have my running back solution kind of locked up there. James Conner, another guy that I wanted. Donta Foreman, another guy that I wanted. George Kittle! Oh, he sniped one of my tight ends. Sniped again. But with Allen Hurns, somebody in Dallas, like Dez left and Witten left. There's a lot of targets and a lot of beastly numbers from those two over the last 5 years that are gone now. Who's their receiver? That's Terrence Williams, whatever that guy. He's not good. Like, I've watched him play. He's not very good. There's no way he's a prototypical number 1 receiver. He's not even good as a number 2 receiver. So I'll throw that guy out the door. I'm hoping Allen Hurns can come through at some point. So with that 12th round pick, that's kind of why I went with Allen Hurns over some of these other guys that is like Rex Burkhead I could have picked. I just wanted to potentially hit on a wide receiver that has upside of, in the right situation. Dallas might not be that good of a team. Hurns within the realm of possibility of seeing close to 1,000 yards, and he did it in Jacksonville with probably lesser talent surrounding him, at least throwing the ball to him. But we'll see what happens there and what gets back to me. I'm likely going to be going quarterback heavy here, or not quarterback, but wide receiver heavy for my next few picks. Let's see who I got available. Rashard Matthews, not going to probably come back to me. It depends if Duke Johnson's on the board. We have a guy that's auto-drafting immediately because he's taking too much time, and he hasn't gotten back to me that he's even available, so he's getting auto-drafted. So he's either taking Duke Johnson, Rashard Matthews, Jordan Reed, or somebody with the next pick, depending on who's there, which is Kirk Smarter, not Harder. By the time it gets back to him, he's going to have to select the top person on my board, which at the moment would be Duke Johnson. But, yeah, we'll see what happens when it gets back to me there. Getting back to the Work League draft, 28 minutes there. A lot of talking about this Dynasty draft, but that's something I think it's really fun. The draft, it's 26 rounds of players, and then you get to keep all of them until a week before the rookie draft, and you got to drop at least 5 people, or depending on how many draft picks. If you've traded them away for other people in the season and stuff, then you only have 3 picks. Then you only have to drop 3 players from your team for the draft, and you keep everybody else. So that's kind of how the Dynasty League works. I'm liking my team. There are divisions. Squatty Potty's in my division. I definitely do not want to play that guy when his receivers hit. Odell Beckham Jr., Julio Jones, Tyreek Hill, Adam Thielen, Larry Fitzgerald, those dudes all can have monster games, and it's not out of the realm of possibility that you play him, and he's got all 5 of those guys starting, and they all hit. And you're looking at 180 yards, 2 touchdowns, 200 plus yards, 3 touchdowns possibility. Tyreek Hill 150, 180 and a couple touchdowns. Thielen over 100 yards, couple touchdowns. He was actually just bitten by the touchdown imp last year. I don't know. He didn't really score, but you can get 8 catches, 100 yards easy. And Fitzgerald obviously getting a little older, but that dude's still got. Who else are they going to throw to in the red zone? Ricky Seals, Jones, not really sure. But he could do some damage there, and I'm liking the way Carlos Hyde has looked in the preseason. He could be scary good this year. So, Andy Snipe, Mike Williams, and DJ Moore, 2 guys that I really wanted as wide receivers, but man, he's really killing the receivers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 receivers. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 now. Got the 4 running backs in the first 5 rounds. I haven't selected one since, which is fine. I think I have what I need out of there, and I can get wide receiver help later on. I really hope that Rashard Matthews gets back to me, because that will be my next pick, depending on if somebody takes Duke Johnson between now and then. But looking at all the green, Duke Johnson could certainly be taken here, but I don't think that's necessarily in his cards. Make fantasy football great again. Johnson, Mixon, Sonny Michel, Ronald Jones. I think he might think he's got that locked up, but that could be another pick for him. Looks like a lot of people have a bunch of running backs. Teddy will probably take Duke Johnson. Be my guess. He'll take a running back next. But, yeah. Anyway, we got 25 minutes till this work league draft. Let's try to do a quick mock draft. I'm drafting from the second position here, which I've absolutely loved. A-. Where are all my past mocks? Are they in here? I don't think so. So, we got 12 on my roster. Second spot. Woo, that's 14. I need the second spot in the 12-teamer. There we go. Get in. 4th. Quit this draft room. As you can see, I didn't renew these 2 leagues. There's a 16-team league last year. I had Tyreek Hill and Kareem Hunt in that league, and I somehow finished 5 and 8. Actually took 11th place in that, didn't make the playoffs, and I think I scored the second most points in the league that year. Just played the wrong people. You know how it goes. Enter live draft. All right. Did not know you could do that already. Well, this is a whole shebang, guys. I'm going to walk you through my draft. You can see I'm currently in second. Say cheese for the Camara. What's up, ladies? Wow, she must have came in literally right after me, because she was in there to begin with. Kind of went back to my page to see what's going on. See if it's actually streaming my screen. Find out the average man. Am I actually streaming what I want to be? Your brother just got out of prison.
I want you to be careful around him.
Eli, I know I'm not a good guy, but I want to make sure that you know that you're important to me.
We'll do that. I do have the ultimate draft kit from the Fantasy Footballers for anybody
Somebody's got to
that
be looking for this thing.
Find them.
isn't in any of my leagues that's watching this stream. Certainly pick that up. They got all sorts of stuff, rankings, half point PPR, full PPR standard, quarterback tiered rankings for 6 point and 4 point.
Thanks.
All sorts of stuff, rankings, half best PPR, kickers, standard list, quarterbacks, tiered rankings, startup, dynasty rookies, incredible stuff, rankings, half best individual kickers, standard list, quarterback values, tiered rankings, startup, video profiles for any of the guys that incredible stuff, rankings, half best individual audio, standard video, quarterback values, tiered rankings, startup, video profiles for any of the guys that incredible stuff, individual audio, standard video, quarterback values, startup, video profiles for any of the guys that incredible stuff, individual audio, standard video, quarterback values, okay, so there we go. Anyway, pretty sweet little gig here, so I'm gonna do the rankings that they have to maybe make some of my picks for me at some point, but I've done a few mock drafts. I kind of have an idea of who's going to fall to me in the first couple rounds, and then from there I'm going to try to find the values and see what my roster composition looks like, and go from there. So looks like 3 of us in here. Hopefully everyone makes it in. Looks like the draft order is maintained. So last year, I had 3 leagues that I did, and I updated them all at the exact same time to say what the actual draft order was going to be. I have a little thing where I shake these 2 die and I go on to random.org. It's a website where you can basically make a list. So I put everybody's name in there. I shake these die. This particular one said 11. Let's say it was that. I would hit refresh on this list. It would scramble the list that I had on there from 1 through 12, and it would have all the names on there. And then I would hit randomize 11 more times, and that would be the draft order when it comes up. This year I took 2nd place, which is one of the first ones that I have actually gotten that high on. So I'm going to see if this guy needs help drafting quick. I'm going to be popping in and out. Right, I was tricked by group text. I'm going to hold on for a call here. Ooh, Gio Bernard went off. Yeah, you're on. I don't know if you're able to make the pick or not, but awesome. Sweet. Yep, bye. That was douche swag. Or douche's wag. I don't know. I think it's douche swag. So I'm gonna see who he makes for a pick. And then I'll make sure other people are in line because Michael and Teddy are after him. And then it's auto pick. We need to get going on the drafts, by the way. The season is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 more days, and we started doing this draft Monday at noon, and we're only through 12 rounds in the beginning of the 13th here. 12 rounds in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. We're not even averaging 2 rounds a day, and we've had the weekends to really try to catch up here because I think we're through 5 rounds in the first 5 days. It's kind of annoying. 8 in the last 2, which helps out, but I think we're going to keep the old 2-hour time limit in place for this next week coming up, so that's the plan anyway. Is there any sort of chat going on in here? Doesn't look like there is. But yeah, he's going to pick the guy I just talked to on the phone. And then we got this draft starting. 18 minutes. I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Alright, 16 minutes and some change. We got Gertman, D, Teddy, Sarah. Hello? Hey, it's Todd. I was just, I'm trying to call people that have not logged in yet. It's 15 minutes until the draft. Starts. Okay. You gonna make it in? No, I mean, it just starts at 6. I just want to make sure that everybody's actually, like, knows about it. Okay, sweet deal. Thanks. Bye. Get all our ducks in a row here. Hey, I was just calling people that I see are still grayed out in the draft room. I mean, you got 15 minutes, but I want to make sure people were aware. The draft is at 6. Okay, sounds good. Yep, bye. I don't know. I can't get a hold of her. None of my texts go through. Her phone is always off. I'll try to text though. See what happens. Ooh, Jordan Reed, solid. If that guy hits, you could have amazing tight ends. I'm also in another league. It's got contracts actually, which is really cool. It's got to be done on CBS. That's the only site that actually does contracts, but it costs $150 to do that. D is on. All right, Teddy, Chris, and Gertman. Alright, so I'm probably going to be bouncing out in between this draft and going in here and drafting for the auto pick team and then myself. Actually, I got to figure out who I want next. Probably going to take... My plan was to take Traquan Smith and... Curtis Samuel. Those are my plans. So I'm going to take Curtis Samuel as my next pick. People that I were way down here that I didn't think would get picked at all are just getting sniped right now. So I want to make sure I get into this. These rookies here, Traquan Smith, Equanimeous St. Brown, he could be really good with Aaron Rodgers throwing him the ball. Not somebody that I think is going to hit on week 1, but somebody I'm definitely targeting, especially late in the dynasty draft. He could be good for 5 or 6 years with Rodgers still kicking butt. Anyway, that's that. Gonna grab myself a drink before this draft starts, and let's hope we have a good draft. We got Say Cheese left. D is in. We got 2 left. Teddy and Gertman. Alright. 9 minutes and some change. Let's see what's... Corey Clement was taken. Multiple Gorgasms is now up. Corey Clement. Son of a biscuit. Alrighty. Hopefully none of these people know that I'm on Twitch streaming my strategy for them. One person watching. Probably my own computer here. Be my guess. So yeah. So I don't like being in between the most hardcore people in here for fantasy football purposes are these three. And we're 1, 2, 3 in this draft. They're also in this dynasty league and this keeper league of mine. The keeper league is not mine. I don't run this one. It's done by Girly Furious. And then Trump Putin 2020 is the guy that's drafting third in the work league, Adam's team. And Better Lucky Than Good is Coach K's crew here. So a lot of interesting maneuvering there with those three in my drafts. 3 of my leagues for drafts. I have another one that's going to be a neighborhood party, and this year it's kind of upsetting. I did not look at anything fantasy wise until like 3 weeks ago. I was getting nervous. I shouldn't really do fantasy football at all this year. I was just going to do the work league and this keeper league on CBS. And then we finally got this dynasty kind of wrapped up and started for 12 teams. So I said, yeah, we're going to get into that. So I knew I was going to be on 3 separate things. And then within like the last week, like a neighborhood thing went out. Oh, we're going to do a neighborhood work league. Does anybody want to join? I said, sure. That one is on ESPN. So I have one on ESPN. I have one on CBS. I have one on Yahoo. I have one on Flea Flicker. And then one of my buddies asked me if I could be in their friends and family league. Just 8 players, which I completely dominated. Oh my god, I gotta show you this team. It is only 8 players, so you're gonna have a great team regardless. But that's the joy of playing in friends and family league, when people are basically filling out their starting rosters before they ever pick up backups or anything like that. I raked them over the coals in that one. My first 4 picks, I had the 6th pick. I ended up getting David Johnson with the 6th pick. Let's just hope he doesn't get hurt. But if he produces like he can with the 6th pick, and then I should go to team. I came back in the 2nd round, grabbed Melvin Gordon. He's right about where he goes normally. Then I came back around. DeAndre Hopkins was still somehow available with the one of the last picks of the 3rd round. Then AJ Green on the way back. I got Tyreek Hill the next time around, and then Jerick McKinnon after that, or T.Y. I don't know. It was just crazy. Draft center breakdown. Yeah, I don't know. I got a crazy team there. Regardless, let's look at my starting roster. Andrew Luck, Melvin Gordon, David Johnson, AJ Green, DeAndre Hopkins, Trey Burton as my tight end, which I talked to you guys already about. Tyreek Hill in my flex, and my bench, Carlos Hyde, who I like this year. Mark Ingram, once he comes back from suspension, I don't know. He might be the one that I put into my flex spot. Marshawn Lynch, good backup. Jerick McKinnon probably won't even crack my lineup. Amari Cooper, T.Y. Hilton, matchup dependent, but most of these 2 are going to be starting every game. That flex spot's basically going to be between Tyreek Hill, Carlos Hyde, Mark Ingram, Jerick McKinnon, Amari Cooper, and T.Y. Hilton. Not bad. And I have Graham Gano in the Carolina Panthers defense because I'm going to stream those suckers. And Carolina plays, I believe, Dallas in the week 1, and I'm not too high on Dak Prescott's ability to throw the ball accurately. He has been pretty poor throughout the preseason. Oh my gosh. Fair call. We got 2 auto drafters at the moment. That's not good. Are you going to get in? We're drafting in 2 minutes.
Which one?
In the work league.
Oh, I'm not in yet?
It doesn't say you are.
Okay, sorry. I'm not yet.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Hey, we got a minute and 45 seconds until the work league starts drafting, just as a heads up.
Yeah, I gotta get. I'm doing concessions at the softball thing, but I'm gonna get the app up right now. I'm just gonna check.
Okay, sounds good.
Thanks, Dad.
Yep, bye. Check this quick. Corey Clement still the one up. All right, here we go, folks. Yeah, I'm gonna see if hopefully they don't ban me for playing something on YouTube. But I just want to hear.
Ellen is back.
Yeah, I don't have any audio coming through here, so I'm just gonna have the microphone in front of my face like this with the headset off, because I don't really need it hurting my ears. You can actually see they're kind of red already. All right. Well, where are my players? Lev Bell, the guy that I wanted. Definitely wanted him. If I had first overall pick, I would have taken Le'Veon Bell as well. Would have been Zeke had Bell been taken about a week ago, but now they're having some offensive line issues, so I'm not as high in Zeke as I used to be. Probably have David Johnson up there at my third spot, and then Zeke fourth. What's up with Barkley? Is his hamstring fixed? Cole ended up going with Antonio Brown over David Johnson. Oh my gosh, Paige, Iowa native, lands the Iowa native football player. I don't know, he's not actually from Iowa, I don't think, but he went to UNI. She's got to be stoked. On the turn, I'm hoping I can land either Gronk or another running back that's solid. I'm actually looking at potentially, like, if I could get a Lev Bell, a Gronk, but I don't think Gronk's going to make it past any of these people in the second round. I bet he's going to go pretty high. The other option, I'm looking for another running back to potentially make it down to me. Devonta Freeman, somebody I would like to grab and short my running backs right away, along with a backup in my flex spot right away. So take a peek here. Still not going. Come on, buddy. Text him to make his pick. grab him. You gotta get Odell. Come on. We're gonna take Melvin Gordon. Yeah, it's a Minnesota league, so Dalvin Cook will not make it back to me in the second round. And I'm looking to get basically out of the tiers, at least in my head. I want another running back, top-notch running back. Jordan Howard I could see getting back to me potentially in the third round. Definitely going to take Devonta Freeman if he's there in the second round, barring a Dalvin Cook or Fournette or Kareem Hunt or anybody. But there's no way in heck they should be there. Who's Chris going to take? Wide receiver. Michael Thomas, Keenan Allen. Be a good wide receiver stack. I don't know what it is with AJ Green falling that far. That dude, he's been boss for a long time. He should not be going that far down in the draft. He's one of my favorite all-time NFL players, regardless. Oh, come on, Chris. Make a pick. Gordon. Come on. You thought you were going to get Melvin Gordon with the 18th overall pick? Jeez, I can't type. Alright. So far, it looks like things are going according to plan. Cross my fingers, Devonta Freeman will make it to me. The one thing I like about Yahoo is they have this draft board, so I can actually predict kind of who's going to take what. We obviously all took running backs to begin with. I'm hoping it goes wide receiver heavy. If Gronk's available second round, I'm probably going to grab him, and I'll take Freeman. I don't imagine being there in the third round, but if he's there in the third round, take him. If not, I'll take me some Jordan Howard action. There goes the Gronkinator. First pick of the second round, so we can throw that strategy out the window. Let's see what else we have. If you haven't played on Yahoo, they have some pretty nice features here. So let's just say, okay, I'm targeting Devonta Freeman, I'm targeting Jordan Howard, and receivers if I would happen, and Dalvin Cook. We'll throw him on there. He's actually my top rated. And if I had to pick a wide receiver, yikes. I don't know. I'm liking me some Diggs this year, but the dude does get injured a lot. Tyreek Hill, I don't think he can sustain that kind of productivity that he has. He's just unbelievably productive with the targets that he gets. New guy has looked really good with him, though. Tough to say. Do I take a Christian McCaffrey? It is a full-point PPR league. I could do that. The other thing that people don't realize, Carolina, they have Norv Turner, and his history for like 25 years, he just rides one back the whole time. So Christian McCaffrey might not be that bad of a pick. What do we got going on here? Devontae Adams, Packer backer. Be my guest. Not that sold on Devontae Adams. I saw him enough the first couple of years dropping balls. I don't think he's that good. But he does score touchdowns. But they also have Jimmy Graham over there. I think he's going to be narking some of Devontae Adams' touchdowns. I just don't think Devontae Adams. I think he's a bust candidate this year for me. Would not be surprised to see him outside of the top 12. And he was taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wide receiver off the board. I'd rather have AJ Green, to be honest. It's just my personal favorite, though. I like this. More wide receivers coming off the board. Dang. Odell Beckham and Michael Thomas. It's one hell of a wide receiver stack. Excuse me. Hurry up, Tyler. I'm going to predict a Dalvin Cook pick right here from Snark Hunter. Ooh, Kareem Hunt was still around in the 17th pick. Oh, man, he's sitting pretty over there. Last year's darling rookie is Kamara and Hunt. I actually drafted Alvin Kamara in this league last year and made the mistake of dropping him instead of Jeremy Hill at the beginning of the year to make way for my kicker and defense. Slightly regret that. I missed the playoffs last year for the first time in 6 years, so that was interesting choice by me, obviously, to drop Kamara, but at the time they had Adrian Peterson and who's ever suspended, what's his name? Duke Johnson. Teddy, you're up. So who's going to make it back to me? Devonta Freeman, Jordan Howard, the only guys left on that list. Hopefully Freeman makes it back to me. He is the next running back on the board. And likely this dude's going to take him, unless he likes himself some Stephon Diggs. Please take Stephon Diggs. Dang, people take forever. There's Diggs. Get me my Freeman. Hopefully. I don't think so, though. Oh, he took the Christian McCaffrey. Woo! I will take my Devonta Freeman. Boom, that's who I was hoping to get in the second round. There he is. Next pick will be Jordan Howard, provided he is still on the board. God, Jerick McKinnon's fallen. Alfred Morris. Well, Shanahan did make Alfred Morris a 1,300-yard back, so McKinnon might not actually be that bad of a choice over Jordan Howard. Jordan Howard's got the volume locked up in Chicago. and what projects to be a better offense than last year. And last year he wasn't that bad. And now he's going to stand the third down. Oh boy. What you gonna do, Coach K? Mike Evans. Who's he going to grab? Tyreek Hill? Would not be a bad idea. A blow up potential. Doug Baldwin. Do I take Tyreek Hill? Oh. I don't like the running backs, though, after this. Take me some Jordan Howard in the third round. Hell yeah. It's going to be a long time before I get back. Zach Ertz. Oh my God, third rounders. You're losing a lot of. Oh, look at the players you could still pick. Tyreek Hill, and you're going to take a tight end? Oh, that's rough. What are those guys doing? I'm surprised the quarterback hasn't been taken yet, but right here, Aaron Rodgers is not making it past there. Or actually, this is also a Packers fan. So that could be the Aaron Rodgers pick. Oop, is he leaving to make the pick over here? Might be. Say cheese for the camera. Alright. Let's get some action going. T.Y. Hilton. Tyreek Hill is still on the board halfway through the third round? Oh, what? That is insane. Aaron Rodgers. This dude, oh my gosh. You can't really take Tyreek. If he takes Tyreek Hill, he's going to have a phenomenal wide receiver lineup. Are you kidding me? Get him. Larry Fitzgerald? Wow! Why is Tyreek Hill still there? He's going Tyreek Hill 100%. Tyreek. See you later. Gonna go Allen Robinson in. He's a Bears fan, but that's a little steep price for Allen Robinson. He's gonna take Tyreek Hill. Come on. You gotta take Tyreek. What's the plan, Stan? What are you gonna do? Tyreek Hill. There it is. Can't believe he went with the 10th pick of the 3rd round. Well, let's see what we got left for receivers. Oofta. This is a PPR league. Landry has looked phenomenal, so if he's actually still around, somehow by the time it gets back to me, he's going to be my #1 receiver. That's part of the problem going 3 running backs early is your #1 receiver is probably not going to be all that good. Could potentially take Josh Gordon and hope that pans out for me and build the end of my roster with just tons of wide receiver talent since I have the depth at running back kind of, and I can probably find a running back late like a Duke Johnson or somebody like that that can fill in on a bye week if one of my other running backs will go down. So I'm kind of set on running backs for a long time unless it gets back to me and like a Jerick McKinnon is still available. I would definitely take Jerick McKinnon. Did he just go? Yeah. So that won't be happening. What do we got left for wide receivers or running backs? Alex Collins, solid, but that's not somebody I can see finishing in the top 5 to 8 running backs this year necessarily. So, Rice Freeman. He has looked real good. There's Thomas. Latavius Murray. All right, Kick Smarter is getting Rashard Matthews. Now I have to figure out who the heck I'm going to pick. I think I took Curtis Samuel as my option. Text the guy that's up. we got going on in here? Juju Smith-Schuster. Dang, Chris going wide receiver heavy. He's got no running backs. No running backs. No running backs. 0 RB strategy. First 4 rounds for Chris. First 3 rounds for him. But those are a solid 3 receivers. Give him that. Jarvis Landry. No. Go after Hogan. Hey, there we go. All these crummy running backs are getting picked now. And hopefully they keep going. I mean, here's a 0 RB strategy too, so he could be another running back. Probably going to go receiver. Running back, potentially. Running back, potentially. Running back, potentially. Probably not running back. Find out. Should be able to get one of these 3 receivers anyway. What you gonna do with all that junk? Come on. Notifications. Block. There's a running back run. Well after everybody's off the board. Somebody's gonna get a frickin' draft steal with Royce Freeman. Oh, there you go, Paige. Nice pick. That was solid. She's got a solid team starting there. David Johnson, Royce Freeman. That's going to be sneaky good this year. Tight end, not a great pick there, but Zach Ertz's going to be a top 3 tight end regardless. Thielen should be solid. So she's got a good team going there. A couple more spots. Dion Lewis, not a bad pick for him either. RB1 should be giving him solid numbers throughout. Let's see, Adam is on. Is he going to take Jarvis Landry? If he doesn't, I am. Jarvis Landry in the 4th round. Give me some of that action. They look real good. Give me some Chris Hogan on the way back, potentially. No! Oh. See if Josh Gordon in this league. No, he's got luck. Ugh. Go big or go home. Think he's going to go running back. He's going to get Lamar Miller and Burkhead. If I would happen to get Chris Hogan on my next pick, these are 2 guys I don't necessarily want on my team, but I could be pleasantly surprised, obviously, with both of them, which I'd be all right with. So keep that in mind. Cam Newton, dang son, Cam Newton in the 4th. What are you doing? Take him in the 5th round, so you don't take a 4th round quarterback. I just got to take a running back. Lamar Miller. Chris Hogan did come back to me. I will take that action, I guess. Top 2 receivers. Bye weeks in 11. Maybe I'll trade them. Can definitely find wide receiver depth later on. Although I am happy to get both Josh Gordon and Hogan, those 2 of the 3 guys that I wanted. Landry was the guy I wanted by a landslide out of there. He did get sniped right before me from Gertman, which is all right. But make do, go on the fly. Part of preparing before you go into your draft. Let's see what the kit says about the tiered wide receivers in full point PPR. What do they say about Hogan and Gordon? Oh my gosh. Chris Hogan, tier 5, in the same tier with Juju Smith-Schuster, Brandon Cooks, Corey Davis. Josh Gordon also tier 5. Tyreek. These guys are all gone. And there was Jarvis Landry. Up. He was in that next tier that I wanted. I kind of agree with myself. Come on, Squatty Potty. Let's go. People ask me who picked who in the work league. I don't know if they're in or not. Must not be. Well, guys, leave a comment. What do you think of my team so far? First 3 rounds: Le'Veon Bell, Devonta Freeman, Jordan Howard, full PPR. Josh Gordon, Chris Hogan, not necessarily PPR monsters, but could be good in their own right. Matt Breida. Jeez, really? Is that what running backs we're on right now? There's got to be better ones than that out there. Mark Ingram. Come on, man. Carlos Hyde? Oh! Put him on there. He could get sneaky down there. He's a solid dude, too. He's a starter over there. Marshawn Lynch, also very good. I have to go with that roster construction, though. I went running backs real early. 3 of them in the first 3 picks, so Marvin Jones, if he happens to make it back to me, which I would highly doubt it, but getting him as my wide receiver 3 would be real nice. Hello?
Hey, so Paige just texted me that her computer froze and auto-drafted for her. Is there anything that can be done about that or no? You're the Smash, so is there
Does she have the app on her phone? That'd be a smart thing.
Yeah, she said it froze and then it auto-drafted. So I just thought she just texted me that and I was like, well, I'll ask.
Oh, yeah, I mean, she could have called me. I can pause the draft for like 5 minutes or something.
Well, pause it. I'll let her know.
All right.
Yeah, pause it.
I.
And reverse it. I'll let her know. Okay, bye.
All right, bye. Fuck, how do I pause this? All right. Well, 58 seconds. I'm grabbing another pop. Be right back. Well, there goes Marvin Jones Jr. Somebody watching me on the Twitch stream. All right. Come on, Squatty Potty. Make it big. What is going on? Oh, Nelly, what's going on? Ooh. Quarterback run's going to start. Well, time to look at the Ultimate Draft Kit wide receiver tiered rankings. Let's see which one of these guys we still can get. All these guys are off the board. Marvin Jones gone. Allen Robinson gone. Schuster gone. Brandon Cooks gone. Alshon Jeffrey. Corey Davis gone. Josh Gordon gone. Randall Cobb. Cobb's going really late. I can get him later. Alshon Jeffrey, I might take a peek at him. I'm going to assume Adam's going to grab him first, but where is Alshon Jeffrey? He's down here. Put him up. A lot of people are high on Marquise Goodwin. 3-4 targets. Goodwin led the Niners in targets. Excuse me. I guess if I don't get Alshon, I'll probably go Marquise Goodwin. See what they say about Goodwin. Sammy Watkins gone? Probably not. Goodwin's down there. And Alshon is up there. I don't necessarily need Jeffrey either if I can pick up value late with the wide receivers. So Randall Cobb. Oofta. My computer is getting real slow all of a sudden. So I hit the Control H and start freaking out. Close that down. Close that down. Eight picks until my turn. Russell Wilson. That was a great pick. Dang. Russell Wilson in the 6th. That ain't bad. Jimmy G. Somebody's a believer. Probably all his quarterbacks. Sayonara. I'll stream Sam Bradford and Tyrod Taylor and Andy Dalton all year. Who's ever got the good matchups? I'll find somebody. Every year there's at least 40 quarterbacks that finish inside the top 12 for the week. So it's very easy to find a quarterback that you can stream for the week that's going to give you solid points. Don't want to hide just in case. Oh, look at these tight ends just flying off the board. Get them while they're hot. Is she going to be after Trey Burton? Probably not. Probably. Got 2 picks if I don't take them in the 7th round. I'm not going to take Trey Burton in the 7th. I'm going to hope he gets back to me with the 8th or 9th pick. Alrighty. Probably going to go wide receiver here. A bunch of quarterbacks and tight ends are going off the board. I like Stafford. I like Cousins. I like Wentz. I like Phillip Rivers. He can be good in the right matchup. Andrew Luck's still available. It's incredible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people need quarterbacks yet. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And it starts getting a little dicey after that. But like I said, you can stream people all day. So that's what that looks like, huh? Trey Burton's up there? Oh no! Or take him in the 7th. Too early. It's alright though. Let's get a 3rd wide receiver here and take Trey Burton in the 7th. Alright. Taking my Alshon Jeffrey. See. I'll take him. The only problem with Trey Burton is he does play the Vikings twice. Can't really. The Vikes are pretty solid defense to play twice. I'm sorry I keep burping into the mic. That's kind of rude. Can't help it though, it's Diet Dr. Pepper. 23 flavors. that what it is? 24? Not sure. Kerryon Johnson. Jamal Williams. I don't like taking a tight end in the 7th round, but that's the way it's gonna go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th tight end off the board, and he was the top one on the list, so somebody more than likely was going to grab him, specifically Snark Hunter, because he's a Chicago fan. That's the other thing. If you're near the turn, sometimes you gotta reach for the guys that you want, because there's probably no way they're gonna come back to you. That is a draft strategy. This guy does not have a tight end yet. Neither did he. I knew you gotta know your league as well. This guy is from Chicago. He probably wants the Chicago player. He was like the 3rd person listed up here for who needs to be drafted next. So, considering he had 2 more picks before I get another one, and this girl does not have a tight end either, so she's probably just likely going to take whatever's available. So, I had to take Trey Burton there about a round or 2 earlier than I would like to, considering that Sammy Watkins still on the board somehow. He's still there. I will definitely pick him up if he's available when it comes back to me. Let's get in here. John Ross. I am up. Curtis Samuel. Draft. And draft. And you are up, buddy. All right. So my next pick is going to be wide receivers. I think it's gonna be Traquan Smith. It'll be Traquan Smith, my next pick. John Ross did look good. Alright, 16 picks. I gotta go to the bathroom. Drinking too much Diet Pepsi. Ronald Jones. Is Peyton Barber even still around? Oh my gosh. Don't take Ronald Jones, guys. The guy's not good. Peyton Barber, I think, is going to hold that position for most of the year. Ronald Jones has not looked good in the preseason. The running backs coach was making fun of him for how terrible he is at being able to catch the ball. So keep that in mind. Hurry up, Daddy. Oh. There is a very real possibility I'm going to take Andrew Luck in the 9th round if he makes it back to me. I don't think he will, but he's not going to make it back to me in the 10th and 11th round, so if he's there in the 9th, I'll be super happy. I just got to figure out a wide receiver to take in between there. Sammy Watkins is gone. Nice pick there, Tyler. Hey guys, what do you think of my team so far? Leave me a chat. What the heck? I don't even know how to chat on here. Where's my chat window? Anyway, let me know what you think of my team so far. What you would have done differently in any of these couple of rounds. Wondering with the Jordan Howard pick if I could have grabbed a different receiver, but who would I have grabbed? T.Y. Hilton, Cooper. I could have grabbed Tyreek Hill. That would have been my pick if I didn't grab Jordan Howard, but the running back run, by the time it got back to me, boo, 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 boo. Alex Collins, somebody I would have loved to have had as a third running back. Drake as a third running back. Freeman as a third running back. They're all off the board by the time Jordan Howard got back to me. So probably good thing I grabbed Howard, because after that, Deion Lewis, not as high on him. Don't like Miller. Burkhead, not super high on. Ingram would be a good guy when he comes back. But yeah, I'm glad I took the Jordan Howard pick there. Josh Gordon could burn me. Chris Hogan could burn me. Alshon Jeffrey could burn me. So we're going to end up with a lot of wide receiver depth from here on out. If I don't get this Andrew Luck pick, I think a lot of my picks at the end here are just going to be receivers to round everything out, and maybe another running back, PPR style running back, Corey Clement, somebody like that. That's not going to get picked by most people. So is Andrew Luck gone? Did it go? Nope. Where is he buried? Alrighty. If he makes it back to me, I will take him, and my wide receiver that I want, Crowder, Nelson Aguilar, Kenny Stills I'm alright with. Richard Matthews I'm alright with. Devontae Parker. What are people smoking? Obviously, I'd be fine with Crowder, Sterling Shepard, Calvin Benjamin. He has really dropped. Wow. Yeah, I don't think anyone's looking for Calvin Benjamin at that stage, so bunch of quarterbacks on this list. Did I hit all players? Oh, by rank. That's why. Draft results. Jacksonville D in the 8th round. Is he auto drafting? Let's go look at these wide receiver tiers again. I think everyone's out of here. Jeffrey Cobb is still available? I don't think so. Somebody took Cobb, right? No, Cobb's still available. Stack him at the end. There's a lot of wide receiver value down there. Although Cobb, I'm a little nervous about. Jordy's going along with his 88 targets. Devontae Adams concentrates. Good one's gone. Garcon, Sterling Shepard, Calvin Benjamin. Hurts my eyes. Benjamin Watson, Hunter Henry. There you go, buddy. That's a solid pick. No, Nelson Aguilar gone. Probably gonna go with Crowder. I wonder what was going on there. Well, he did not draft a quarterback. He's probably going to take quarterback. Probably not. Yeah, I don't know. Fair. If luck gets back to me, that'd be very surprising. But you never really know. Yeah, for defense, I'm not going to draft a kicker or a defense. That's one of the strategies to kind of win your draft is if they don't force you to draft a certain position, you can certainly skip the kicker and the defense and just find the matchup. A week before, Carolina, somebody I'm targeting. Baltimore hopefully won't be picked up. They're playing Buffalo the first week at Baltimore, so I think that has a strong potential. Yeah, she took a quarterback or a running back. That means I might be able to get Andrew Luck, depending on what Adam does. Normally, I wait a long time to get a quarterback, but I can't pass Andrew Luck up in the 9th round. No way. Dang, all my receivers are gone. Chris Godwin. All right, my turn. Who will I take? Give me some Kenny Stills. Still got Kelvin Benjamin and Cobb I can take later. And then Andrew Luck I will be taking with my next pick, because that is one hell of a deal to get him in the 9th round. Andrew Luck, 9th round. Give me that all day. Yeah! Yeah, normally not a fan of taking quarterback. Usually start doing double-digit rounds, but Andrew Luck, 9th round, definitely going to happen. He shouldn't be taking a backup to Cam Newton, so that'll be nice. Old Jordan Reed. Oh, there's Kelvin Benjamin. Snipey snipe. Andrew Luck almost went 100th overall. Unbelievable. That dude's got top 3 potential this season. Bad defense. As always, offensive line a little shaky. Hopefully he can run for some touchdowns, though. what is going to be our next pick. One of these receivers, most likely. Chris Thompson's still around. Eighth round, well beyond that. Ooh, doggy. Oh, look at that. I am number 1 overall. See what it looks like once we get to the end of the round, though. Oh man, I'm hungry. Is that how you spell ballerina? Obviously not. Ballerina. Woo! Sterling Shepard gown. Oh, another belch. I'm sorry. Will Fuller. Not a bad pick. That wide receiver core, I do not like. Last year I actually had Jamison Crowder, Stephon Diggs, who I ended up trading right after he started sucking. Right before he started sucking. I traded him after like week 4 for T.Y. Hilton, but I had drafted Diggs, I drafted Crowder, who ended up being solid at the end of the year. Keenan Allen I had on my team that I drafted, and Michael Thomas. So I had Keenan Allen, Michael Thomas, Stephon Diggs, Jamison Crowder, and eventually T.Y. Hilton. I had monster wide receivers last year. Just did not work out very well. Is he not? Yeah, he's auto drafting. Matt Stafford, backup quarterback. Is she gonna take a kicker? Told Jordan that I probably wouldn't draft a quarterback, and it looks like he's not drafting one at all. Not drafting a tight end either. I told him I might not draft a tight end or a quarterback, and I drafted him 7th and 9th round. Just the way it rolls. he's up in the Dynasty League. Dang, Cobb's gone. Craig Zerline. Oh, mercy. Well, let's look up some more wide receivers because all those guys I wanted are now gone. Mike Williams, I will take him if he comes to me. That guy I'm actually excited about, and I'll be getting him 9th round, 10th round. Not bad. Who else we got? John Brown. Calvin Ridley looked pretty good. Christian Kirk. Take a wide receiver next. There he took Njoku. That's what I was talking about with him. Oh, she took AP. Dang. Guess that solidifies my Chris Thompson view. I gotta pee again. All right. I'll be coming up here in 2 picks, 3 picks. Ooh, nice work. Landing that Wilkins. Who is Adam gonna take? Aaron Jones, not bad. Mike Williams. Be drafting him. Trey Boo Boo. Trey Burton. Alright. What do we have going on here? Alright. Let's get her done. Hall of Fantasy. Loading up on those running backs. Well, that's good to read. Let's hope Lev Bell comes back soon. I need to get that James Conner with my next pick. That's kind of what I was going to do anyway, because these two definitely would be grabbing him as potential backup. So I like that Matt Ryan pick. He could finish in the top 5 this year, I think. I think Atlanta is going to be real good again. Really solid pick, 11th round, Matt Ryan. A good one for Jordan. Mohamed Sanu. Carson Wentz just went? Oh yeah, he's not going to be back until later, so that's alright. Golden boot. George Kittle. Jack Doyle. Oh, yikes. Sorry about being silent here. I'm kind of trying to text somebody that dropped out of the work league that's still talking about it right now. I think I'm going to get my James Conner pick sniped from Adam's team, which won't be super fantastic, but Alright. Take that James Conner, hopefully, and then Christian Kirk with that next pick. Corey Clement after that, if possible. And then it'll be probably these wide receivers to round everything off. I think Christian Kirk's got the biggest opportunity for target share. Yeah. Actually, I don't see him taking another running back. So if Adam doesn't take Connor, I'm going to take Christian Kirk because I think Coach K is going to take a wide receiver because he's only got a few. So I'm going to take this Christian Kirk. And then I'll take my James Conner next. Mike. Yep. There's a wide receiver. He did take his wide receiver. He's been on Devontae Parker's nuts on every single draft I've been with him in. He's got him in the Dynasty League. He's got him in the Contract Keeper League. DJ Moore. I'll take my James Conner handcuff. Potentially starting week 1. Go double check. La pow. All right, let's get back to this draft. A lot of kickers going off the board. I won't be drafting a kicker or a defense. Oh, Baltimore defense went off the board. It's all right, though. This gives me Corey Clement and John Brown, Kelvin Ridley, and Moncrief to pick with. I only got 2 picks left. I got 1 pick left. Oh no. Well, I like my receivers, I guess. They're risky, but Mike Williams and Christian Kirk and Rashard Matthews I feel comfortable with. And Kenny Stills as my backups, along with Alshon Jeffrey. So I should be good there. I'm going to grab the Corey Clement running back at the last part. And we'll see which of those guys end up dropping for a kicker and a defense before week 1 starts. But that's the draft, guys. With that being said, let's take a peek at who I got here. Le'Veon Bell, Devonta Freeman, Jordan Howard, Josh Gordon, Chris Hogan, Alshon Jeffrey. Followed up with Trey Burton, then Kenny Stills, getting Andrew Luck there in the 9th round. Mike Williams, Rashard Matthews, Christian Kirk, James Conner. Likely going to follow all that up with Corey Clement at the end. So the final roster breakdown will look as such. Andrew Luck as my starting quarterback. Josh Gordon and Chris Hogan as my starting wide receivers. Le'Veon Bell, Devonta Freeman as my running backs. Trey Burton as my tight end. Jordan Howard there as my flex, which I feel good about. I got Alshon Jeffrey on the bench. Kenny Stills on the bench. Mike Williams on the bench. Rashard Matthews on the bench. Christian Kirk, James Conner, and Corey Clement will round out everything. I'm going to have to drop some people before week 1 starts. Kenny Stills is somebody I can probably get rid of. Rashard Matthews is probably somebody I can get rid of, which I don't think either of those two necessarily has upside to be blowing up, my weeks from week to week. I'll probably get rid of those guys. Alshon Jeffrey, I think, can contribute with some touchdowns. Mike Williams, I think, contribute with some touchdowns. Christian Kirk, I think, a PPR guy who might see some volume, and I got to keep the James Conner just in case Lev Bell holds out. So I think we'd be going with Rashard Matthews and Kenny Stills there as my drops to pick up a kicker and a defense. I'm just going to go in here and look at the defense because Carolina's probably the defense I'm going to start against Dallas week 1 if they're still there. Otherwise, Pittsburgh, I think, plays Cleveland week 1. Potentially could be a pick there. Let's see how that goes. But all right. Grab Corey Clement. Woofda. This is slowing down big time. Well, what do you guys think of the draft? Let me know. Send me a message. Write it in the chat box there. That's the draft. Coach K gotta make his last pick here. Mr. Irrelevant. They'll give us our draft grade at some point today or tomorrow, telling us what we look like. Draft results. Draft board. No kicker, no defense on my part. Everybody else took at least a kicker Most everyone else took a defense, except for myself and Coach K, I believe. And maybe, nope, he took Houston defense. So everyone else took a defense, except for the first 2 people drafting. Otherwise, I took 1 tight end, 1 quarterback, and the rest were running backs and wide receivers. So positions drafted by the grid: 6 running backs over there, 7 wide receivers on my part, 4 running backs, just because I felt like my first 3 picks were all solid, RB1 type of people. Lev Bell, Devonta Freeman, Jordan Howard. I mean, those 3 could certainly finish 3 of the top 8 running backs in the league this year, provided there's no injuries or anything like that. So I feel like I'm safe there. Just the backup running backs at the end. I got James Conner, Corey Clement. Why is it saying I only have 4 running backs? That's weird. I have 5 running backs. What's going on? I have 5 running backs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Says I drafted 4. Really strange. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He definitely did draft 7. No, he drafted 7 running backs. He's only got 6 listed. That's really weird. 2 running backs. 2 running backs. Oh my goodness, what are you guys doing? Everybody else, only 3 there. I say everybody else has at least 4, but let's go look at these teams. Latavius Murray and Tevin Coleman are the starting running backs on this team, and no backups. Holy cow. That is not good. Keenan Allen, Rob Gronkowski, that's solid. Maybe should have had a backup running back in there, dude. Yikes. And finished. D, I don't know what she does to get so bad. But she's always at the bottom here. I don't even draft a kicker in a defense, which she's getting an extra 200 and some points. I'm still ahead of her. Nephew. Alex Collins, Carlos Hyde, decent running backs, and no backup running backs. Also very interesting. Wow. Crazy. Alright. Well, that's that, guys. Let's go into here. Check out multiple gorgasms is going. I better send him a text just to make sure he knows. So about an hour and 40 minutes between his 2 picks, and he's somewhere in the middle. He is, number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we got through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 picks in an hour and 40 minutes, which is good. I think that's going to be it, folks. Thanks for watching the draft. Let's look one final look at my final team. My team is my Balzac hurts. Andrew Luck, Josh Gordon, Chris Hogan, Lev Bell, Devonta Freeman, Tree Burton, Jordan Howard, backups of Alshon Jeffrey, Kenny Stills, Mike Williams, and Rashard Matthews, and Christian Kirk at wide receiver, James Conner and Corey Clement at running back. Have to drop 2 before the season starts if I want to start a kicker and a defense week 1, which I definitely want to do that. So Likely drops for me are going to be Rashard Matthews and Kenny Stills, just because I don't believe in any sort of upside or touchdown potential with those guys. Where Jeffrey and Mike Williams, I could see easily getting double-digit touchdowns this year, and these two running backs I'll probably hold on to just in case. Yeah. Also, Rashard Matthews kind of injured. Kenny Stills or Corey Clement will be one of the two that I probably look at. Kind of depends on what Josh Gordon looks like going into the season, what Alshon Jeffrey looks like going into the season. If those two don't even look like they're going to play, I might be in some trouble, because it would be the Mike Williams, Chris Hogan show potentially, or the Christian Kirk, Chris Hogan show on my wide receiver staff. Anyway, that's the team, guys. Thanks for watching the Work League 12-team PPR fantasy football draft. Appreciate it. Deuce, see ya on probably Fortnite tonight. Later.